Alright Landers, so today we have the new version update, version 16.2, our first big update in a year-long roadmap leading up to the 10th anniversary. And this update in particular focuses on two parts of the game. Power-up quest adjustments, which overall, quick TODW, this is a good change. A lot of good will come from these changes. There's improvements to be made, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, but this overall is a step in the right direction. And then with that, we also do have the Brave Battle improvements, which I wouldn't even call improvements, and I would say this change is an overall L. There's a lot to talk about, so let's just jump straight into it. So first up, regarding the power-up quest adjustments. The main takeaway is that Caleb have removed a bunch of quests that have been outdated, and more so clutter. There's way too many quests right here, so by removing all these quests, in a way, they haven't even been removed, they've just been repackaged into 5 simple quests. And these are the quests that you're going to do to power up your characters, level up their soul tree, get EXP crystals. If you want those, you're going to go to Con's Soul Tree Bonanza. If you want link shot potions, droplets, and also super link shot potions, well, in that case, you'll be doing link shot training grounds and also link shot trials. And then if you want transcendence items like large attribute scrolls, large affiliation scrolls, small attribute scrolls, for example, you're then going to go to Transcendence Practice Grounds and also Refinement Grounds. Fairly simple, right? And if we have a closer look at each individual quest, first up we have Con's Soul Tree Bonanza. Now this quest is replacing Con's Power Up Party, Urahara's Crystal and Jewel quest, and also Awaken Training Grounds. So with that, essentially you're now getting all 3 of those items just in one quest. You'll see here that you are getting 20,000 EXP per soul ticket. That was very similar, almost the exact same in what you did get in Con's Power Up Party. So if you do want to level up your under-leveled characters, it is definitely worth using them in this quest with, let's say, for example, bulletin accessories to further increase the amount of EXP they do get. Alongside that, you are going to be getting crystals of every single size and also type. There's a chance you get Hogoku Wills. You're guaranteed droplets for some reason. You of course always can get large EXP crystals, and you are getting a decent amount of random jewels. Now that's a problem this event does have, is that you're guaranteed crystals of every type and size. When it comes to jewels, that's not the case for some reason. The jewels you get are random each time, and that can be seen as a problem if you are specifically hunting for, let's say, for example, large attack jewels. In fact, if we go through this entire quest, did we even get large attack jewels? It does not seem like it. So that, oh, no, actually we did get it there. So it took us 4 tickets just to get the one particular item that we did get if you're strictly looking for jewels. So it is very weird that it does work like this. You aren't guaranteed jewels of every type and also size. You are guaranteed a set amount of jewels, but it's random the reward that you do get. You could look at that as a downgrade, a bad thing. I personally don't really dislike or like it. I'm kind of indifferent on it right now because you are also getting a large amount of other items, crystals, large EXP crystals, EXP in general just from one soul ticket. And personally for me, as someone that likes to optimize my soul ticket value, if I want crystals and jewels, I'll just go to the point event and get them naturally while farming for summon tickets. If anything though, this quest does give a lot of EXP and also EXP crystals. That's probably the main takeaway from this event. While you aren't guaranteed large EXP crystals in every single run, you do get a decent amount, and remember you can always use crystal and jewel increase characters to further increase the items that you do actually get. If, for example, I do switch to a team increasing the amount of crystals and jewels that I can get through characters and also soul traits, you'll then start to see a great amount of rewards actually. I mean, even though the jewels are random, you are still getting a good amount, enough to max out your characters. And remember, this is an event that you're going to be playing multiple times, right? It's not something you do just like 5 times. If you are trying to max out your entire box, you're simply going to want to focus on just this one specific quest. With crystal and jewel increased characters, we are getting a good amount of crystals and jewels as expected, and also of course large EXP crystals. And you can get even crazier, as you can see here. Granted, I may have a higher increase of crystal and jewel increase compared to your characters, your teams, but 308 large EXP crystals is kind of crazy. And against RNG dependent, it's not guaranteed every single run, but it's a fairly simple quest, right? If you want to power up your characters through their soul tree, you're going to want to do this quest. The quest itself drops EXP crystals, jewels, it gives you EXP, and you can even get some extra droplets, Hogokus, and also Hogoku Wills. Overall, while it is a bit weird why you aren't guaranteed jewels in every single type, I would say this quest is an overall upgrade. Our next quest is Link Shot Training Grounds and also Link Shot Trials. Now you might be wondering, why exactly are there 2 of them? Well, for starters, Link Shot Trials need you to have a character with level 15 link shots, so 555. And the way you're going to get access to that is by doing Link Sort Training Grounds. This quest in nature is easier, and it's mainly going to be giving you, more specifically, Link Sort Potions. This quest, on the other hand, is more so going to give you Super Link Sort Potions. Now, like I mentioned, Link Sort Training Grounds is actually fairly easy to complete, doesn't have any requirements to actually beat it, and this quest is only available in single player. For beating this quest, you are going to get a very small amount of droplets, but most importantly, it looks like a fairly consistent 25 Link Sort Potions. Remember, you do want to use Link Sort Potion increase characters to further increase that. And with a full Link Sort Potion team, we can get that into the 50s. You could potentially even get it higher. And that's going to be a decent amount of Link Sort Potions just to work on your characters, more so to get them ready for Link Sort Trials. And Link Sort Trials is a quest that you can do in co-op or single player. First up, let's have a look at the single player drops. So without using any potion increase characters, you can see here that this quest is dropping all 3 items: droplets, Link Sort Potions, and also Super Link Sort Potions. It's not a crazy amount, and of course you are encouraged to use Super Link Sort characters. But what maybe is worth mentioning here at least, is that the drop rate for Super Link Sort Potions isn't entirely bad. This is 20 without even using a Super Link Sort character. In co-op, Inheritance Trials, that is what the rate was. You know, disregard the Link Sort Potions, disregard the droplets. This quest in comparison to Inheritance Trials is easier, but the difference is that you can do this in single player and not co-op. You don't have to wait for people to join your lobby. You can go into single player and actually do a 10 times run. Now, I didn't do that, but that is something you actually can do. So if you do want to farm Super Link Sort Potions, you can actually do that now in single player because there's also no limit. If you want to spend 200 soul tickets right now in Link Sort Trials for Super Link Sort Potions, you very well can do that. And using this particular team right here, I understand not everyone's going to have this team. Not everyone is going to have access to free Super Link Sort farmers, or just Link Sort farmers in general. But seeing how far we possibly can take it, by using Senjimaru, Tensa, with the Ganton Bane link, and also Mila Rose with the Aaroniero link, we're getting 15 additional Super Link Sort Potions, and 25 additional Link Sort Potions, while also getting a few extra droplets. And in this case, this run only took me 40 seconds to do. Single player, I can do a 12 times run, because I do have access to the Bonanza pass, and look at the potions that I'm getting. And with a balanced build, we definitely could have used another Super Link Sort farmer instead to get even more. But this seems fairly consistent with the team that I am using. And while it might not seem anything crazy, remember this is single player. You can do this by yourself, you can auto this quest, but most importantly, you can do 12 times run. So ticket value wise, you might not think it's anything too great, but the amount of potions you are getting in under a minute is actually really good. Because you can do all this before it takes someone to even finish one co-op room. But let's actually talk about co-op. If you come to the co-op section itself, you will see there's now separate quests for each individual attribute. And that's one thing I do want to mention that I dislike with this update. One of the things I was looking forward to with the Link Sort Trials is that we're all going to be forced into one quest. Rooms are going to be active. Everyone's going to be farming a large amount of items. I don't like the idea of having all 5 attributes available at all times. You can look at it as a benefit. Let's say, for example, you only want to farm power Super Link Sort Potions. Well, now you can do that all week. You don't have to wait for that particular day. You might be busy on that day, and that could be a benefit. But personally for me, I do prefer having one attribute available one day, a few others available on the weekends, because it just means the lobbies are overall more active. If there was only one attribute available, let's say speed only, and you opened up a lobby, that lobby is filling up super quick. But now, because we're kind of spread apart in 5 different quests, lobbies will take longer to complete, to the point that you might actually just prefer playing in single player Link Sort Trials. So personally for me, if there was one change I want to make, it's definitely make it so only one attribute is available per day, besides obviously on the weekends. And if we actually go ahead and look at the actual drop rate, now a few things are worth mentioning. The quest itself is kind of cool. There's a boss in each stage, and clear time seems to be somewhat similar. Funny enough though, Inheritance Trials was actually harder, because this quest is easier, right? There's no ultra difficulty like we had in Inheritance Trials. And maybe that could get added in the future. But the clear time itself might be longer because the enemies themselves are more spaced out. There's also hidden enemies, so you might want to give your character a Zeta pill. But we have gone ahead and completed the quest, and this is what the drop rate looks like without using any increased characters. Now, there's some good and bad here. For starters, it's actually kind of great that you are guaranteed rainbow in every single run, right? Always nice seeing that rainbow glitter effect. Droplet drop rate, very high. Very, very high. 70 guaranteed almost every single run is crazy. Link Sort Potions are around 20 per run, and Super Link Sort Potions average is like 10 a run. Very weird seeing these drop rates so low, I will be honest. If there's one thing I would criticize this event here right now, is the Link Sort Potions should get doubled to 40, personally. and link swap potions should also get doubled to around 20, because it also makes no sense, and I feel like it's kind of an oversight, or maybe it's a bug right now, that the single player link swap trials gives more super link swap potions. Like, is that not weird? So I guess if you want to farm link swap potions and also droplets, you are going to want to do this quest in co-op, because you're farming all three, which is great. But if you want to specifically only strictly farm super link swap potions, you might be better off doing that in the single player quest. So I think this is actually a great quest. It's a step in the right direction, but we definitely do need to see the drop rate just be increased, because these, for the most part, should be doubled. We should be base getting 40 link swap potions, and then base 20 at the bare minimum super link swap potions, like we had it originally in Inheritance Trials. And in this case, we just went ahead, completed the lobby. It didn't take that long to actually fill up, to be fair. But, you know, if this was the only attribute, it definitely would have filled up a lot faster. I did bring my auto count too, just to get those extra items. 1 minute and 12 seconds, relatively easy. Again, it only takes longer because the enemies are more spread apart. But in this case, the drops start to look a bit more insane, more so the droplets. Now, we did have free Senjumara. She guarantees extra droplet, increases it further. And that's definitely going to be the standard going forward with future link swap characters. We're likely going to get all three increased. And you know, while the base drop rate for link swap potions and more specifically super link swap potions is lower than I would have liked, it is still crazy that we can get all three of these items in one quest. And this is a decent amount. Like, if you wanted the links of your characters now to T20, all you have to do is just focus on this quest, and you're overall getting a good amount of, you know, items overall. And, you know, it's worth mentioning too, you are guaranteed rainbow link swap potions. So while we are, you know, getting like 50 power link swap potions, we are also getting almost equal rainbow link swap potions, and you can use that for every attribute. So while you are farming specifically power only, you might also amass a large amount of rainbow link swap potions that you can use on other attributes that you just don't like farming. So yeah, this quest is overall really good in my opinion. The base drop rate again could get further increased, but this is actually a great addition to the game. And I do like the fact that you do get the option to either do it single player or co-op, because single player farming is now an optional route that you can take if you just don't like co-op. In regards to co-op though, the only change I want to see is only have one attribute per day. There's a case you can make that it's better that they're all available, but in my opinion, we saw what happened to in Red Dropper Zone. Rooms used to fill up quick, but then when you made it 5 different quests, it makes it harder overall to find a room. Overall good change, improvements can be made. Then we also have the Transcendence Grounds. In this case, I'll be honest, nothing really changed per se. There's not really much to talk about this. If you want to get small scrolls, you can do it here. If you want to get silver scrolls, complete this quest. There's no more dodge rules here, so it's actually relatively easier now. I know a lot of us don't like the idea of dodge enemies, and while we can give characters link swap abilities to ignore the dodge, it was still a bit annoying. So yeah, you complete this quest weekly if you want to. I'm personally only going to do it once for the rewards. I would have done this weekly if there was essence scrolls, but that does not appear to be the case. Personally, I would have loved if I could have gotten all these affiliations and also attributes by just doing one quest instead of having to specify a particular attribute. Likewise with this one, it kind of just seems the same. Nothing's really changed. I guess they just changed the name, but this is almost the exact same. If anything, the only improvement here is that if you do need specifically SP scrolls, it does now come with Swordbearer and Captain, the most common affiliation, and also Transcendence slot that you are upgrading. So at the very least, you might want to do this one weekly, but with the achievement system, I think a lot of us do have a plethora of attribute scrolls, affiliation scrolls, where we don't really need to do this. So I'm kind of indifferent on this one. It kind of just stayed the exact same, got a tad bit better. Would have loved to have seen it include essence scrolls. That's the only nitpick I have with this particular change. But if you want to, you know, get transcendent items, if you haven't already leveled up your achievement system, then yeah, these quests are worth doing, and they've now actually gotten a tad bit easier. And now, let's talk about the Brave Battle change. This, objectively, is the bad stuff. All the other stuff that we talked about, I think, are great changes to the game. Steps forwards. There's improvements that can be made, but they're overall making the game a lot better for us, the players. This Brave Battle change, I will be honest, I just dislike it. It was very disappointing for many reasons. It doesn't make Brave Battles more enjoyable. For a lot of people out there, you might not even want to play Brave Battles anymore. So what's exactly changed? Well, for starters, it is how the Brave Battle system does actually work. Now, there is only a refresh list of 5 times per day. Now, no longer can you keep refreshing to find those weak opponents. Now, at certain points, like you're going to see here, you are forced to fight those really good meta teams that are maybe max transcended and significantly better than your potential team. This might result in you losing more in Brave Battles and therefore enjoying the game mode a lot less. At the same time, what I also don't like is, let's say, for example, I'm on a free win streak, right? Win streaks are now important. You actually do get a decent amount of rewards for getting on win streaks. I'm getting additional 134 points. And let's say, for example, these two opponents here, Bad Santa and Alucard, let's say they were just significantly better than my team. I do not want to fight them. So instead, I want to refresh to find a new set of opponents. Well, in this case, if I do refresh, you lose your Brave battle streak. That is not good. Not good. You know, besides the fact that they're already limiting the refreshes per day, which I think is also a negative, the fact that you also remove your Brave battle streak does really suck, and it's essentially forcing you to always fight whoever is on your screen. This, of course, more so benefits those like me, to be fair, that have those really good teams, and more so makes Brave Battle a pay-to-win mess. And I don't think it's a good change, because even for someone like me that is considered a whale, I have a pretty good team, I actually like playing Brave Battles, this doesn't make me like Brave Battles more. And I'm really not sure what Killer should change going forward with the feedback that we are, of course, giving him. I know Discord's going crazy right now, and I agree with most of the sentiment of the community, right? This change just sucks. This isn't an improvement. It's kind of a downgrade. Losing a win streak is terrible. Forcing you to fight tough opponents also does kind of suck. I believe they have increased the amount of people that can be in certain leagues, but for the most part, you probably won't even notice that. They actually have also gone ahead and changed the strategies, which I think is kind of cool. The special strategy actually got a tad bit worse. It gives less stamina, but it basically plays the exact same. The attack strategy finally actually changed. Previously, it would actually force you to use your strong attacks, which, to be fair, never really worked unless there was an SP meta. Right now, there isn't. I'm not sure when there is ever going to be another SP meta. But now it basically prioritizes only using normal attacks, which might be actually good in the future, and a 20% attack boost is actually quite good. I wouldn't actually rock this right now because we are also in a meta where you are using characters with debuffs and also buffs, so attack strategy is definitely not the play. I would more so stick to special. It is cool for them to actually change that, but it doesn't really change much about Brave Battles, and more specifically, the rewards themselves, they basically stayed the exact same, I'll be honest. So even someone like me that is, you know, again, a whale that actually likes Brave Battles, you think I would be the target audience for this change, and it doesn't get me more excited for Brave Battles, so that's why I do feel like it is a flop of an update. I would have thought they would have given significantly more rare medals. They don't. They look the exact same. The only difference now is that you get soul tickets, which I guess is kind of cool, but you know, I'm not going to go crazy about 50 soul tickets after a week long of Brave Battles. You do get 20 extra battle passes for the next season of Brave Battles, which I'm not a big fan of. And that's one of my bigger annoyances with this change, is that when we did have our first glimpse of this update, it did show they had a 25 Brave Battle Pass cap, and I'm kind of glad they didn't go through with the idea of maybe owning the Bonanza Pass gives you more Brave Battle tickets, but I was really hoping for that 5 Brave Battle Pass cap to be increased, because it just sucks right now, especially after a week, right? Let's say you claim those 20 Brave Battle tickets, well now I'm forced to use those 20 tickets right after claiming them, because otherwise I'm wasting Brave Battle Passes, right? Likewise too, and again, this has been a problem in the game for a while now, since the start, if I claim my daily 5 Brave Battle Passes, I'm going to have to wait until the timer resets. Like right now, I get a Brave Battle Pass in 45 minutes. If I claim my Brave Battle Passes from the daily orders, that 45 minutes is then going to reset to 2 hours. So I was really hoping, personally, to see that Brave Battle Pass be increased to 10, 15, 20. 25 even, so I don't have to keep going to Brave Battles every 10 hours. Instead, I could come back once a day, mash out all my tickets, and be done. So overall, recapping version 16.2, the power-up quest adjustments I think are overall great changes to the game. They aren't perfect, there's definitely some things we can improve upon, like for example, Con's Sultry Bonanza offering more jewels. Even if that doesn't change, it's still honestly a perfectly fine quest, and it's not like farming jewels is going to be hard, you'll be just fine. Links or Training Grounds and Links or Trials are honestly cool ideas. I like the idea that you can now farm super links or potions really good and fast in single player content, and the co-op quest, now that I've realized, you know, you also get a guaranteed set of rainbow links or potions. Combined, honestly, the drop rate isn't as bad as I first initially thought. It's honestly quite fine, but I wouldn't mind, would never say no to more increased drop rates. There's always the potential chance in the future too. Links or Trials gets overall 2 times drops for everything, and that would be a great time to play it. The main criticism that I have when it comes to Links or Trials though, is having all 5 available at once. I personally don't like that. I feel like it would be better having 1 a day. That way we can all just join that quest and rooms will fill up super quick. The Transcendence Grounds quest kind of seems pointless. They kind of just play the exact same. It's a lot easier now though, to be fair. For those that have leveled up their Transcendent items in the achievement system, this is kind of pointless, but it is extra orbs at the very least, just for the one-time clearance. Personally would have loved to have seen Essence Scrolls. Not that upset that we don't have Essence Scrolls in this quest, but that definitely would have got me doing them weekly. And then obviously when it comes to the Brave Battle changes, I agree with the overarching community. It wasn't a good update. I feel like Caleb missed the mark here. It makes Brave Battles less fun. If you already dislike Brave Battles, this isn't going to make you want to play it. And the rewards themselves, they say they were improved. Technically they were. I disagree. And I was really hoping for. Honestly, for me, I think I'm most disappointed by the fact that the Brave Battle passes is still capped at 5. Was really hoping that would go up to at least 20, even 10. I would be happy with. Other than that though, there are some other cool things kind of. This doesn't change anything, but Caleb finally changed the data download screen to actually include 1000 Year Blood or Orihime. Originally it was only Ichigo, Chad, and Uryu, and Orihime was never there. Or she was there, but it was a non-1000 Year Blood War design, so it was kind of awkward to look at. So now they've actually included her 1000 Year Blood War, and the gang is finally compete when it comes to finally downloading data, right? Nothing too crazy, but really cool to see that. And then there's 2 big issues fixed. Limit Breaker is now finally playable on Xbox. That was not originally playable. And then there was quite a game-breaking glitch. People thought it was EX attacks, but it was actually having 2 boosts active at the same time would result in the results screen being unresponsive. So if you were playing with 1000 Year Blood or Siphon a lot, you would notice that when the quest finishes, you're stuck on the result screen. It took them a while to fix it, I will be honest. I'm glad it's finally fixed though. Now it's a thing of the past. So yeah, quite a mixed bag of an update. We got some really good stuff. We got some really bad stuff. But in the past, maybe I'm being optimistic here. When Caleb mess up, we hold them accountable and they do make changes. And hopefully, with all the feedback we're giving them today, they can do something in regards to this Brave Battle change, because there's definitely some improvements that can be made. Either way though, let me know what you're thinking about this new update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.